Looking at my Gucci, it's about that time, y'all. If you look around, look, we're back in the studio again. This is the first time this year. This is the first time in a long time for another episode of Real Talk, Real Fathers, Real Men. We're going to kick it off today. I actually wrote notes. We're going to try and do things a little bit better, a little bit more organized, take a step up. But this is what I want you to do. I want you to record this, pen it, or whatever. And the main reason I want everybody who comes to this site, everybody who knows me, this is me. This is something that I've been away. I've been pretty much to myself, just little snippets and things like that. But the main thing I want people to understand is this who I am. This is who I am. I'm gonna go for it. Let me make one thing clear. One thing now. I don't care how important you are to me. The moment you make it clear, the moment you say to yourself that I'm a second thought. In other words, the moment you say to yourself that I'm not important to you, the moment, I don't want to be nobody's center of attention, but the moment I call and say, I need you, and you put me on the back burner, then that's where you just put yourself with me. The golden rule is very important. And one thing about being a man and being a father, you got to establish boundaries. And I always considered myself a man, and some people said that I'm not an alpha male, I'm a beta male, and because I'm very easygoing. No, I've always been the type that realized that confrontation is not always the best way. And being the baddest man on the block means that every day you got to prove you're the baddest man on the block. Okay? But let me finish. The moment that I'm not important to you, the moment I don't care the same amount of importance that I show for you, if I call you and you constantly sending me the voicemail, then that means we done ran that circle in our life. We done went that revolution in life, because it's people in my life that, and I'll be honest, they call me and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll call them back. And if I get around to calling them back, it's no big deal. Then I need to realize that when I'm in trouble, that's not a person I can pick up the phone, because that goes both ways. It don't just go for me, it goes both ways. It goes for if you're not important enough for me to put you on the top pedestal in my life, then I can't call you when I need something. I can't call you when I'm at a down point in my life. It goes both ways, And when it get to the point that I'm not important to you, that means you're a stranger to me. That means, I have to treat you like I treat a stranger, and that's the way I want you to treat me. If I don't make you an important part of my life, I'm a stranger to you. Treat me as thus. I can't just pop up at your house. I can't just call you at 2:00 in the morning and say I'm locked up. I can't call you at 2:00 in the morning and say I need somebody to talk to. I'm a stranger. I'm going to treat you that way, and that's the way I feel like I should be treated to you. Because nowadays, what happens, this is the standard we hold for everybody else up here, right? But this is the standard that we want to be held at, T.D. Jakes said one thing that was one of the most provocative things he ever said. He said, if we could buy ourselves for what we're actually worth and sell ourselves for what we actually think we are, we'll all be billionaires. But in 2025, my goal is the standard I hold for you and the standard I hold for myself. The standard I hold for myself is going to be here, okay? So in other words, if I feel like I should be I want you to be somewhere 10 minutes prior to if we have a meeting, then I'm going to be there 20 minutes prior to, because if my standard is here, right? If my standard is here and this is your standard, right? Then I'm going to always be in a position where I'm checking a block. I'm doing my part at remaining somebody that's important. I'm treating you to the point where you're important to me. Because if you're in my life, I want to be important to you and I want you to be important to me. Okay? Let's talk about loyalty. Okay? A lot of people, especially in relationships, oh my God, people, a man and a woman, a man and a man, whatever, I don't care, whatever floats your boat. But a lot of times when they talk about loyalty, they talk about infidelity. It has nothing to do with loyalty, man. I mean, that has something to do with human nature. And that's another topic. I'm not going to chase that rabbit down the hole. But the thing about loyalty is two things I think that's important to God, and that's loyalty and love. And you was like, nah, it's not, you got to do this, you got to be born again. Okay, that's just something that somebody wrote, man. I don't believe that. Because you think of everything people have done throughout the Bible, throughout history. What's the one thing that got somebody expelled from heaven? I'll wait. I'll tell you. Loyalty. Satan was kicked out of heaven, not because of him doing something wrong or whatever. He was kicked out of heaven because he no longer had loyalty towards God. Okay? So when you think about loyalty is so important. Loyalty means that if push came to shove and shove came to push, I know you're going to be on both sides of that for me. Okay? It goes loyalty and importance. They running boys. If you loyal to me, that means, hey, if I call you at 2 o'clock in the morning and said, hey man, I'm getting ready to go kill Fred, your next question is not why. Think about it. Your next thing you should be saying to me is, do I need to bring the shovel or do I need to bring the truck? I'm sorry, that's loyalty. Loyalty is not honesty, because loyalty may be that, hey man, you just seen me rob a bank, and loyalty mean like, nah. And a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but hey man, that's what loyalty is. Whether you like it or not, that's what loyalty is. Loyalty is at all costs, I'm going to protect you. At all costs, no matter what it is, lying, stealing, killing, whatever it is, that's what loyalty is, guys. That's what loyalty is. And so when you talk about loyalty, it's not whether or not Fred go out there and sleep with Thelma. It's not whether Thelma go out there and sleep with Fred. That's infidelity. But loyalty is if Fred tell you like, hey man, I need you to do this, this, and this, it's no doubt in your mind if he's loyal to you and you loyal to him, that means whatever it is, you're gonna do it. Loyalty is everything. No doubt, man. And let's move to the next point. If you can't see that what I'm worth, if I got to explain to you one time, let's take a job. I go back a couple of years ago, been a decade ago, I was on another job, and I was actually a truck driver. And I was working on my degree, and the guy who hired me said, okay, I'll hire you as a manager, but you got to drive trucks first. I said, okay, I'm cool with that. After 6 months, I went back and told him, like, hey, man, I've been here 6 months. You said 90 days. Been here 6 months. Oh, yeah, we're looking at it. We're going to move some things around. I said, okay, fine. I ran into this guy's wife at the Christmas party. And she was just sitting down. Hey, Melvin, tell me about your history, this and that. I gave her a quick synopsis of where I came from, what I did. And she said, now you out here, you driving trucks, but you're also a full-time student. I was like, yes. And she was like, now let me get this straight. You did this, this, and this, and y'all know my history, and this, and this, and you driving trucks. I was like, well, first of all, being a truck driver is something I love doing, and I don't think it's beneath me to be a truck driver. Oh, no, I'm not. I didn't mean it like that, but you have so much that you can bring to the table. And see, I didn't know this then, and it took me to be almost years old to realize that should have been the day that I walked away from that job. That should have been, I should have got up from that table with her. Oh, let me finish the story. She calls her husband over there, and she said, hey, look, this is what this guy brings to the table. Really? Oh, okay. Now, if you don't hire this guy to take over as your terminal manager, you're going to lose him, and you're going to lose a valuable asset. Then I should have got up. Two things should have happened. One, I understand that you didn't know. But now that you know and you still don't react to it, then I should have shook her hand and said, it was nice working with you. This ain't going nowhere. I need to walk away. I understand that I didn't put my value out there where the world could see, but now it's out there and you still chose to say no. And so what I want to tell everybody, start now. I had in the future, we fast forward to a couple of years at another job, and I asked the guy for a pay raise, and he said, well, how much do you want? And I said, well, what is the top pay? He said, you should never ask that. He said, you should only ask what you feel you're worth. And he said, if you feel like you're worth the top pay, and if you ask for something if you feel like you're worth more than the top pay, you ask for that. Don't ask for what they're giving, ask for what you're worth. Like, wow, that's deep. And then when it turned around after that, I still didn't get the top pay. So he told me then, even though that I felt like I was worth the top pay, he told me then, in his mind, I'm not worth that. So what I want to pass on to whoever decided to listen to this, I don't really have a big audience, but whoever decided to listen to this, just want you to realize, if somebody don't know your value, if somebody don't know your worth, it's not up to you to explain that to them. It's up to you to go to a place where people know your worth. It's up to you to go to a place where people know your value. If you're in a relationship and you have to constantly tell your wife or your husband, I'm a good woman, I'm a good man. If you have to constantly sit down there and tell them, I do this for you, I do that for you, it's time for you to go somewhere else. You should never have to explain your value, right? How many times do you see a Lamborghini commercial? Think about it. I have never seen a Lamborghini commercial. I never seen a Maybach, I may be saying it wrong, commercial. I never seen a Louis Vuitton commercial. You know why? Because when you know your value, people seek you. You don't have to seek them. If you're in a relationship and you look and you get up in the morning and say, well, hey, babe, I cooked breakfast for you. Oh, okay. You know, are you doing it because you want credit for that? Are you doing it because you want them to show their gratitude? Or are you doing it because that's who you are? And now how that comes back to this is now that I done showed you this is my love language, this is who I am, this is what I bring to the table. I shouldn't have to tell you that I'm a good man. You shouldn't have to tell your man you're a good woman. Because is somebody out there? That's why if I was king for a day, I make marriage a 5-year contract. Every 5 years you got to renew it. Because what happens, what make marriages so bad, and it's because people get complacent and they just feel like, here we go again. This is what I think I'm worth, and this is what I'm actually worth. Because this is what I'm bringing to this marriage. This is what I think I'm bringing to this marriage. Okay? Same thing on jobs. We go on jobs and supervisors, no matter how you're doing, and I'm a supervisor, and what I try and do, I tell my people all the time, I'm not your supervisor, I'm your liaisons. I work for you. And the reason why I tell them that, I want them to know that I value what they do. I want them to realize every day when I talk to them that they can call and ask me for anything because I work for you, because I value what you do. And the same thing in a relationship. You should get up in the morning and say, I cook you breakfast. You know why I cook you breakfast? Because you bring so much to the table, and I value what you do for me. I value what you do for me. Me having an opportunity, it's an opportunity for me to cook you breakfast. It's an opportunity for me to take you out to eat. Because of the simple fact, I know how valuable you are. If I had a Lamborghini, I'm not going to park it out in the snow. If I had a Lamborghini, I wouldn't just leave the keys in it just anywhere. If I had a Lamborghini, I wouldn't just have it dirty. I wouldn't take it to Jiffy Lube to get an oil change. And the same thing with if somebody worked for you, if you're in a relationship with somebody, it's the same identical thing. It's the same thing. If you value something, you show value. You don't have to, because the first time, because I said this on one of my TikToks, you'll never hear me say the word again that somebody's ungrateful. You know why? Because if they're valuable to you, if they have a value to me, I'm doing this to fulfill the value, paying for that service. I'm paying for that Louis Vuitton. I'm paying for that Lamborghini, because I'm glad I have the opportunity to drive that Lamborghini. I don't carry a purse, but never will. But you understand what I'm saying. That $25,000 suit, because they're out there. I never wear it, but you're showing the appreciation. That's why you're doing this, because you're going out there and you're not doing it so they can come back and say, oh, thank you very much for what you do. No, I'm cooking you breakfast because I value who you are. And once you get to the point where you have somebody or something in your life, one that you don't value anymore, just like a toaster. If this toaster don't work, if I have a toaster that don't work, I throw it away. You know why? Because I don't eat toast every day. But when I want toast, I want toast. And if that toast is sitting up there holding a space and it's not operable, and I go and make me some toast. Now I realize I got a broken toaster. And the same thing with a job, same thing with a relationship. If it lost its value to you, get rid of it. Because now it's a toaster sitting on the shelf waiting to be utilized. Okay? Let's move on. I beat that dead horse to death. Stop wasting time on people that don't value you. Stop. Don't even give them the time. Don't argue with them. Don't fuss with them. Stop. If somebody don't know your value, and I know I'm spending a lot of time on this because this is important to me. Going into 2025, I would no longer tell nobody my resume. You know how many people that came up to me and said, "Oh, I didn't know you was an actor." Okay, I don't care. You know how many people came up to me and said, "Oh, I didn't know you had a degree." "Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know that." You know why? Because I have no value to you. So when you come up and you tell me something that you didn't know about me, does it change who I am? Does it change who I was yesterday when you gave me your butt to kiss? When you realize I have a bachelor's degree and working on my master's, does it change that you talked down to me yesterday like I was an imbecile? Did any of that change? You show me your value. So I don't have time for you. And I'm going to treat you as sort. I'm going to do what I got to do with you. But I'm going to meet you where you at. You already showed me that you feel like I'm a nobody. Okay? So keep that same energy. Don't lose that energy. I want you to always continue to treat me like I'm a nobody. Whether it's on my job, whether it's in a relationship, whether you're a friend, foe, family member. If you don't know my value, continue to treat me like that. Because you know why? That's all of me that you're going to get. That's all of me. If you feel like I'm worth 5 cents, I'm going to give you 5 cents. 5 cents of me. I'm going to give you a nickel's worth. And that's all you're going to get when you could have got the whole dollar. Because I treat everybody like they're worth $1. If I look down on somebody, it's pure charges to my head, not my heart. But I treat everybody, whether they're a bum on the street or whether they're a CEO, I treat them like they're worth the full dollar. So if you have somebody in your life that treats you like that, amen, give them a nickel. They treat you like a nickel, give them a nickel. Okay? Let's keep it moving, man. I digress. Okay? Now, this is what I hear a lot of people say. Man, don't disrespect me. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you a little secret. Respect is earned. And nobody gives you respect. I don't care. Like, man, give me respect. No, I can't give you something you didn't earn. I've been doing that my whole life. I've just been giving people stuff that they didn't deserve. Like I said, you giving me a nickel, I give you the whole dollar. So that's 95 cents that I've just been throwing away. And it goes back to that respect thing. So I've been giving you a whole dollar worth of respect. And you only been earning a nickel. No. You got to give people what they give you. You got to make it reflected. So in other words, like a mirror, if I'm looking in a mirror, I see me. That's what I'm getting back from the mirror. So to people, what I'm doing in 2025 is what I give you is what I want back. If I'm trying to earn your respect, I'm gonna come to you with respect. I'm gonna come to you in a respectful way. If I cuss around you, that means it's all right for you to cuss around me. That's a level of respect I want. If I ignore you, hey, ignore me. That's the level of respect I want. But what you got to do, even though I said I don't give it, but I do give respect to people who deserve it. I give respect to people who deserve it. And sometimes people ain't even got to open their mouth, and you just look at them from afar and you can see like, hey man, that joker deserves my respect. No matter what somebody else say, they deserve my respect. I look at my mother, she's such a strong woman. She's such a strong part of my life. My mama could come slap me in the face with a baseball bat. And I'm gonna get up and say, for some reason or another, I deserve that, man. Because I had to give her the ultimate respect. I have my two brothers, Leon and Tim. Those two jokers, they raised me, man, and I give them my ultimate respect because I've seen what they've done for me. Not what they've done for me, but what they've been through, how they carry themselves, how they treat people. They deserve it. But let me tell you a little secret. Soon when you show me that you don't care for yourself, you don't care for me. The other day, somebody called me a liar, right? And I say I'm a lot of things, man. If I lie to you, it's not intentionally. But somebody called me a liar. And they lost all my respect for them as a person. Because of the simple fact, what they said I lied about was that meant that they didn't know me. And they didn't lose my respect for calling me a liar. They lost my respect because they don't know me. Because what they said I lied about is something that not even worth me lying about. And if you really knew me, you know that I wouldn't lie about that anyhow. Because human nature, we lie. A true liar just lie without no reason. But everybody lie, and people lie for certain reasons. The number one reason a person lies out of fear. And that fear could be fear of loss, fear of endangerment. And so we all lie. Nobody can never say they're not gonna lie. But a liar is a person that's just lying just to gain something. They just lying for GP, man. I mean, let's look at the movie Django, man. One of my favorite movies, man. That movie would have been 20 minutes long and everybody would have lived if they had just told the truth, man. You got $12,000 to buy a fighter. Don't you know if you had to offer this guy $12,000 for your wife, he would have gave her to you and let you walk away? So that was a lie that wasn't even worth telling, but it turned out to be a great movie, This is something that I'm fighting with, okay? People come and people go, right? And people play games when they come and go. And what happened, we feel like everybody that's in our life is meant to be in our life forever. Everything has an expiration date on it. And by everything having an expiration date on it, what does that mean? That means everybody that comes into your life is going to leave your life. But you have the choice of not wasting your time letting people stay in your life that's not good for your life. Life is too short. And if you're sitting up here and you have people in your life that's just stealing your joy, just stealing your emotions and just bringing you down, whether it's on your job, in your house, your friends, or whatever, get rid of them. L-I-G-A, baby, let them go. Let them go. You know? And I want to end this one is, if you respect me, I respect you. If you stand by Big Easy, dude, I don't care if we're in an alley and it's 7,000 people and it's me and you. We can stand back to back and we all going down with the fight, and you can count on that. And anybody who truly and knows me knows that my whole life I done placed my happiness above everybody around me, to the point that I went from doing things to make people happy to being a caregiver. And that's another topic that we'll address another time. But remember, anybody that walks out of your life, let them walk away. Anytime your happiness violates somebody else, let them go. Let them go. Hey, this your boy Big Easy. It's been real. It's been fun. Look at the sun. Hey, man, we out of the snow. That's your boy Big Easy. Hey, man, we staying alive in 25, baby. We're trying to do more than we did last year, man. We're trying to put smiles on people's faces and put new people in different places. This your boy Big Easy. This is another episode of Real Talk, Real Fathers, Real Man. And Phi Beta Sigma for life. Happy Founders Day. We out.